The camera opens on a vast expanse of sand dunes, stretching as far as the eye can see. The sun blazes in the sky above, and the arid expanse below simmers in heat-distorted air. Gusts of wind peel over the pink-orange grains, sending spirals trailing upwards. Our point of view drifts down, closer to the mounds of sand, and fixes on a pillar-like object in the distance, a dark sign towering above its surroundings. As we look on, there is the churning of an engine, and several large shapes crest the top of a nearby dune with an explosion of sand billowing up and away in the breeze. A jeep lands heavily, its tires twisting in the sand as it speeds forward towards the monolith. Only seconds behind it, a black beetle the size of a large car ripples through the air, a rider astride its back. Fragments of its shell drift in the air above it, and humming zero-gravity energy distorts the light all around. Several individuals clad in shining armor hover along beside it, speeding along above the ground in similar fashion. Their armor and the beetle's carapace shift color in the sunlight, reflecting the colors of their surroundings and rippling the same ambient energy. Our perspective shifts, and we see the beetle rider clutching reins in one hand and gesturing forward with the other, shouting directions to his compatriots. The beetle's antennas snap to attention, forming a V in front of him and shimmering with energy. The man shouts into the air between the antenna, and the warbling sound shoots forward, growing exponentially. We follow the rippling wave as it crashes over the jeep while it mounts another hill of sand. And you guys in the jeep can hear it rushing forward from behind you like a wave that builds and builds, and it just says, "Halt!" So, Chase, can you tell me a little bit about this jeep and who's driving it?
An old pre-Zero vehicle that looks to be worn by whipping sands of this area, refurbished in several different ways at several different times, paint over the old scratches and patina of rust on the edges. Top is just a stretched canvas over the roll cage. The windshield is dirty with two cleaned areas, rubbed smooth, collecting dust along the edges. It rumbles loudly as the engine revs. Pantheon agent, known as Set Koritic, 5'8", slender build, covered in spines. He very much resembles the thorny devils of the Australian outback. He is covered in armor himself, wearing a scarf and goggles up over his brow ridges. His all-black eyes are darting as his head tilts side to side, trying to scan the horizon for any upcoming, quickly moving obstacles as he's trying to make this escape. His scales are tan with hues of brown and red, lines of black separating the splotches, and he is completely thorned. Though they are not as sharp as they look on the touch, he darts over and eyes his passenger and looks back in his rearview mirror. Is the beetle scurrying or is it flying with its wings?
The beetle doesn't appear to have wings, but it's definitely flying. So if you imagine a general beetle carapace, the two back edges that would normally lift up to reveal wings are just disconnected from its body, floating around it. And there's this rippling energy that's distorting the air. But it is flying. And it's making like a... Probably a better sound effect of that, but...
I'm leaving it in.
It's like one of those subsonic, you can hear it from further away.
Like a subwoofer in a car very far off.
Like a subwoofer.
Nice. Your passenger looks back at you, exceedingly concerned at how loud that thing is, despite not being very close. She's a Yara woman, and she's very cramped with all of her various extra limbs in this Jeep seat. She has a scorpion-like tail and only 2 extra legs, medium tan skin tone, and hair that's a middle shade of blue, but it looks like her roots are growing out pretty dark brown. She has pale blue-gray eyes, and her extra legs are this dark black-gray chitin, spiky little armory bits on her shoulders. She's lightly armored, but maybe not for what's coming, who knows? Her name is Sia, Pantheon agent extraordinaire.
Nice.
She looks over to you and says, "So how close do you think they are?"
What's that map say?
I think this is a good place to start the chase. So, on the chase track, we're going to start with 9 cards total. Each increment is 5 feet on the game map, but it's more of an abstraction. So you guys are racing towards this destination, this post in the near distance. To effectively get away, you either need to use the escape maneuver after building enough space between you and your pursuers, or you need to make it to the end of the chase track, which is a further 5 spaces from you guys. I'm going to start you, out of 9 cards, you're going to start on the 4th card, heading towards number 9. So there's 2 beetle-clad guys who are just in these suits that appear to be hovering just above the ground chasing you, and then there's the guy riding the beetle. One that is 5 feet behind you, one that is 10 feet behind you, and then the guy on the beetle is on the first chase card, which is 15 feet behind you. That each increment is, let's call it 10 feet instead of 5 feet. He's 30 feet behind you, one's 20 feet, and one's 10 feet behind you.
Okay.
And we'll start from there. So when a chase starts, we draw initiative like normal. You guys, because you're in the same vehicle, actually share an action card. So you guys get the same initiative draw.
Cool.
All these guys will be the rest. Anybody who draws a club draws a complication, and then we'll deal with that from there. First, Set and Sia, you guys get an 8 of hearts. Guy behind you gets a 3 of clubs. Guy behind him gets a 2 of hearts. And the beetle rider gets a queen of spades.
Ooh.
Are you guys good with your 8 of hearts, or does somebody want to Benny that to redraw it?
I mean, I feel like that's pretty good, all things considered, but I'm willing to be talked into it.
I'll stick with 8 of hearts. I think these bennies might be valuable.
I think you guys are in a good position. I'm a Benny fiend, so...
They're just fun.
You guys have fun and do some cool character stuff, and I'll make sure you're rewarded, don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Beetle driver. On a chase, during your turn, there's a couple of free actions you can take, and then there are some normal actions that you can do as well. He is going to use a free action to try to reposition, which will advance him on his track. He is not a wild card, so I'll roll his riding, which is a d6, and he got a 3, so he fails. With his second action, he is going to target you guys with his megaphone-like device again, and he's going to try to intimidate you as a test.
Well.
So I think this is probably going to target Set since he's the driver.
Mm-hmm.
So he thrums it to life and shouts again, "Pull over!" And his intimidate is probably a d6. So I'll roll that. He got a 5. If you could roll me a spirit to resist that, sir. And you may use your wild die, as you are a wild card.
Got a 7.
You feel his boom wash over you. How does this not affect you?
I think I've done this before. I've outran these guys before, and I'm real confident in the relationship I have with my vehicle.
Oh yeah, so this is old tricks to you.
Yeah, like, wait till they see what I got up my sleeve.
So you've encountered this tribe before. You know that they're called the Brion tribe. It's Brion. But you've seen these beetles, you know that they have a lot of sound-based technology, and their beetle armor is anti-grav because it's made from the beetle's carapace. Mm-hmm. Next up is you guys, and you, because you're sharing an action card, you guys get to determine what order you do stuff in.
Cool.
So because Set is currently driving, you could do stuff like if Sia acted first and you were closer, you could do something before he tried to advance out of range, that type of thing, but you guys get to determine that on your own.
Okay.
Something your character would know is my girl does not do well in ranged combat because she's a pugilist.
Oh, I think we made very similar characters.
We're just gonna punch everyone.
Ranged combat isn't my forte, but my character isn't actually really purely a combat build. So, because I'm driving, I'm gonna take a multi-action.
Okay.
Of course, I'm gonna continue to change position. I'm just gonna try and move forward.
That's a free action. You can choose to change position as an action to gain a bonus, but then it would affect other things, so you can do that for free. And for you, that would be driving.
Yeah. I'll try and do that, and then...
You roll to succeed at a target number of 4, and if you get a success, then you pull forward a space or a card. And if you get a raise, you move up 2.
Okay, so yeah, I'll go ahead and roll for driving, which I'm fine at. I rolled 2 6s.
Nice.
So I'm going to roll
You have a
another
D6
Awesome.
driving, right?
Yeah, D6 driving. So I got an 11 on my driving roll to change position.
Excellent. That's a success with a raise, so you pull forward by 2 increments, which is 20 feet,
My goodness.
leaving the closest target 30 feet behind you.
Mm-hmm. I'm also going to cast a power on me and my companion. I'm going to prepare for what I'm about to do, and I'm going to cast Static Sense on the 2 of us.
Okay,
Cool.
cool. What does that do?
It's my version of dark vision, letting us reduce the darkness penalty by 4 and 6 with a raise. That's going to cost me 2 power points to cast, and I'm going to go ahead and roll my essence die.
Very cool. Go for it.
I got a 7.
7. Almost a raise, not quite. So that is a success. So both you and Sia gain the effects of the power, and you can ignore 4 points of darkness penalties.
Neat.
What does it look like when you use your power?
I don't think there's actually much of a visual on this one. It's more like I reach over for a moment, I grab Sia's wrist, my eyes squint as I focus really hard, and this strange sensation comes over Sia. A sixth sense arises in her that she's probably not used to. Like when someone's looming over you, you kind of have that feeling, but way more extended than that. Everything that your eyes do see has colored hue to it, Technicolor-ish, very vibrant.
That's really cool.
I'm going to ask Sia, where's that map of yours telling us to go?
Pretty straight there. Right there. And she points with one of her big fingers.
Sia, what do you do?
She really can't do much to assist the actual driving, I want to say, because she doesn't know how to drive. But would she be able to hold a melee attack for if somebody gets into range?
You definitely can, yeah.
She'll hold some good old melee if someone pulls up beside them and she can whack them.
I will tell you, out of character mechanically, these guys are 3 squares away, so it's possible that they could, but they need to blow the fuck up.
But you know what? It's Savage Worlds, baby.
That's true. Okay.
You never know.
Hey, you're not wrong. Okay, next up is the guy who is currently 30 feet behind you, or 3 chase cards. He drew a club, so he has a complication. Okay, so we gotta turn over his chase card, which is an 8 of diamonds. On diamonds, the character or vehicle is bumped, and that's the complication if he fails. So let me roll his thingy. He got a 3, so he fails and he's bumped, which means he actually gets pushed back a card.
What a fool.
He's going to use his entire action to try to change position because you guys pulled ahead significantly. He is not a wild card. He's got a D6 in piloting, which is the skill he uses to fly in this armor. So he gets a +2 because he is using his whole action, and he gets a +1 because his vehicle, and I am using air quotes here,
I can hear it in your voice,
is
even if I didn't
a
see
little
it.
bit faster than yours. So if you are faster, then you get a slight bonus. He got a 3 + 3 is 6, so he moves up 1 square, gets back to where he was. How do you think he gets bumped? What sort of complication do you think he gets? Maybe a cloud of dust from you guys going so freaking fast just flies up and...
Oh, yeah. Basically, I peel out and accelerated. I maneuvered ahead, kicked the dust up when I goosed it.
Oh, it's great. So he gets hit by a wave of sand that spins him tumbling through the air, and then he rights himself and jets back to where he was, but still behind. Next up, this guy's going to do the same thing. He's boring. He's going to try to catch up. He got a 4 + 3 is 7, so he moves up 1, and that's his turn. And that's the end of the first round. You guys get a 5 of clubs, which is going to be a complication.
I'm sure that's fine.
These guys get a Jack of Hearts and a Queen of Clubs, and the Beetle gets a 3 of Hearts. Do you guys want to redraw?
I'm going to spin a penny to redraw.
You get a 6 of Diamonds.
Nice.
That's not a club.
So
Not a
you're
club.
Still going ahead of the Beetle, but it's not a club, so that's good.
I feel like that's a net improvement. It's a set improvement.
Hey!
Okay, so this guy drew a Queen of Clubs. His complication. He drew an 8 of Spades. Gives him a -2 mod to this roll, and if he fails it, he gets bumped. Rolled a 4 -2 is 2, so he gets bumped, so he gets knocked back. So maybe what happens is the guy who was tumbling through the air and righted himself flies back and hits that guy, which knocks him back in a chain reaction.
Yeah.
It's like those clacky balls people have on desks.
Absolutely. Oh man, these guys are getting displaced by your excellent driving abilities. What a bunch of mooks.
Now my chuckling earlier makes a whole lot more sense.
He's gonna try to reposition again. Alright, so he repositioned with a 7 and moved forward back into that same spot that he was just bumped from. Man, these guys are terrible. And the whole time you can hear them yelling in discomfort as they're tumbling through the air. It's warbling as their voice is being cast in all directions. This guy, again, gonna reposition. 3, man, moved up 1. So they are 2 cards behind you now. You can hear him yelling at you, but maybe his voice is just caught in the air and you can't make anything out quite yet. But it is now your turns again. But
Yes.
Your
Our
turn.
turns
Both-
is.
It's both of your turn.
Wonderful.
Turns is.
Yeah, I'm going to continue maneuvering, change position.
Okay, go for it. With your new non-club.
Definitely better, because I got a 5 on that roll, and with that club, that wouldn't have been great.
Nice. So you move up one more.
And then I am going to use another one of my powers. I'm going to cast a sand cloud. I'm going to pull the sand up to surround the Jeep. So this is modified darkness.
It's so cool.
I can cast it on the Jeep itself so that it stays with the speed.
I think you can either do it normally or there's a modifier you can add that lets you.
Mobile. Caster can move the area or attach it to an inanimate object. It's going to cost me 2 power points because I can only cast darkness with this. I can't cast light. So.
Gotcha. So you have a limitation.
Oh, man. I rolled a 3 and a 2. So I'm real smug, and I go to grab my hand and pull it back, throw it in the air. The sand all around the truck rises up for a second, and it just falls flat.
Oof.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm like, oh. And there's like a moment of panic in my eyes as I glance over to see if Sia noticed what I just did, and then quickly put both hands on the wheel and goose it a little bit more as I'm driving.
Let me tell you, Sia has a notice of D4. I don't think she did.
Yeah.
I like the flavor you put on that, so definitely take a Benny there.
Okay.
And for eating the loss, so when you fail to activate a power, you only lose 1 power point regardless of additional
bad.
modifiers. So, yeah.
Okay.
So, Sia, it is now your turn.
Sia is going to clamber over her seat, unbuckling herself. Not safe, I know, but she gets into the bed of the Jeep. And could I spend a Benny to say that maybe there's a weighted net in there that she could throw back?
Sure, I think that's reasonable. Why not? Is that something that Set might have in his Jeep?
Yeah, that sounds completely reasonable. He does hunt out here.
Gotcha. That I don't think you even need to spend a Benny just based on his
Really?
backstory.
I
it's
was
a-
willing to.
it's a
I
cool
want that
idea.
on the record.
Yeah, you were, but it's reasonable for that to be there, so I think that's fine.
Oh, yeah. He like eyes at you as you pick up his weighted net. That's, kind of his.
She looks at you like, well, you don't have a gun.
No, he doesn't even say. He just like glances in his rearview mirror and his eyebrows furrow a little bit.
Okay, so throwing is athletics.
I have a good athletics. It's a D6.
So a net normally does not have a very high range, if I remember. So this is kind of like a YOLO throw.
Oh, I feel bad about throwing his net now.
So a weighted net, the range is 3, 6, 12. So long range is 12 feet. And somebody's currently 30 behind you. But that
But
being
we're
the
going
case, you're
fast.
going fast. So I'm cool with this. I'll use the long range modifier for this. Athletics at -4 if you would like
-4.
to. I assume you're throwing it at the closest guy.
Yeah, that was the goal.
Okay. Target number 4.
It's so bad. Your net's gone.
You sticking with it?
No, I got a Benny at 1. I gotta.
Go for it.
So 1 and 0.
1 and a 0. Okay.
She very confidently has her back 2 legs, extending her out from the back of the Jeep a little bit, and she throws it in what she feels is a very heroic fashion. And it just falls flat. It doesn't even make it to the guy. It doesn't
jeez.
even make it.
It just thump into the sand.
I'll get you a new one.
You threw something and then I'll buy you a new one, and my character's fully aware that you either have to find them, you have to fashion them, or you have to go well out of your way in order to get to the nearest area where you can just try and barter or pick up a net. Your character has no idea of this, you say it, and my character just kind of rolls his eyes. I'm going to reach back behind my seat and pull out a sawed-off shotgun, gesture it towards Sia, and say, left trigger, shot, right trigger is slug.
She just looks very dumbly at the gun. You didn't say you had one!
Looks back at the road and grips with his hand in the 12 o'clock position.
All right, so you see the 2 in the beetle armor flying along behind you, and even further in the distance now, the beetle rider, whose turn it now is. Far behind you, you hear another echoing sound begin to roil up. This time he is going to take a shot. Set, you know that the Brionne use a particular type of weaponry that is often referred to as clackers. And clackers, visually, it looks kind of like a wooden rubber band gun. A hilt, a handle, and on top of it, there's no firing mechanism for bullets. And they fashion the beetle antenna onto the front of it, and then there are some rocks that they attach to a spring-loaded mechanism. So when they pull the trigger, it makes a clacking noise which echoes and fires through the antenna and basically acts like a sonic weapon. So that's normal tech that they have. This guy seems to have something a little bit bigger that he has angled up through the beetle's actual antenna, like a long rifle type thing, and that's what he's firing at you. He is aiming just at your vehicle itself. And
Sia is hanging out the back still.
I'll have him shoot at the vehicle, and then I'm just going to roll a die on like a 50-50 chance to see if it hits you or the vehicle, since you're there too, if it hits anybody. So he is 6 cards behind, which is 120 feet. I'm just going to use the stats for a rifle on this. I'll use a 2d8 rifle. He is also firing at long range here. And he is not a wild card, so here goes his d8 minus 4. Oh my god, he blew up an 8. So he got an 11 on his shooting. I'm going to roll a d4 to see if it hits Sia or the car. What do you want Sia to be, evens or odds?
Oh, evens.
Evens. That's a 2.
Damn it.
Whoops. Okay.
Shit.
So it's an 11 to hit. That's
Okay.
a raise, so he's going to deal you some damage now.
God damn it.
You ready?
Yeah.
He got a 7, a 5, and a 3, which is 15 in total, so you're going to take 15 damage here. Okay, so you're going to take 2 wounds. Do you want to try to soak some of this?
Oh
or
god,
what?
I'd love to. Listen, I can't be walking around with wound penalties all day. I've got
Yeah.
shit to do.
That's fair.
D6 vigor this time. She could be attractive. Oh, I blew up both of them!
Oh my god.
Look at that!
That's a 6 and a 6 on a d6.
My goodness.
Show me the money. Blew up another 6
I did.
into a 3.
It's a 15, I believe.
Dang, so you fully soak this. Wow, okay. You're poking out the back, Sia. You're watching down this long line of sight, and it's an interesting perspective from you because you see all 3 of your pursuers sort of weaving in and out, never in a straight line, and as the 2 guys in the beetle armor cross paths, you see the beetle rider far, far behind, leveraging something in front of the antenna, and then there's a jolt, and it fires this rippling wave towards you that grows and grows and grows. It's like a spike heading right for you. How do you soak this entirely?
I mean, could she dodge it?
Sure.
Oh god, oh no. She's just ruining all of Set's belongings.
Oh god.
She sees this lance of air coming at her, and she propels herself up over the tarp top of the Jeep on the framework with her back legs.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes right into a case of Jolt instead, and it just explodes in the back of the Jeep.
You're an awful person.
I never said she was a good person.
Jeez.
Oh
First
man,
jolt.
Set's gonna start cussing.
You done goofed.
It just sprays everywhere. Is it that violent red of...
I don't know, is it Snazberry?
Snazberry.
It's his brand new case of Snazberry he picked up when he picked you up. Starts cussing a storm.
Did you get hit?
There's red everywhere. Red spray everywhere.
Oh man.
Because maybe it soaks into the tarp a little bit, and she's like, oh no!
When the clacker shot is coming up, it's a Doppler effect coming towards you. So you hear the clack in the distance, and then it's like clack, 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 clack. Before it explodes everywhere. That's the end of the round. You guys are a 3 of spades. Guy behind you, 9 of hearts. Guy behind him, king of hearts. And Beetle Rider, 9 of clubs. Woof.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Okay, so
man.
you guys are going to be going last in the initiative order unless you want to Benny it. But you didn't draw a club, so...
I'll spend my last penny. Give us a new card.
No,
Oh,
no, no, no,
okay.
no, no. Let me spin the Benny. I just got given a Benny, remember?
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, okay. They're your Bennies.
You sure? Okay, all right. Here we go. 4 of
Oh,
clubs.
no!
But you get to pick which one you want. Like, you don't have to take the club.
We should stick with the one that's not a club.
All right.
Oh no.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Man, this guy's still so far back. He has no range on his gun, so he's going to try to get you. He rolled a 1, plus 3 is 4, so he moves up 1. His buddy there, hearts go before clubs, so he's going to roll. He blew up a 6 into a 3 is 9, plus 3 is 12, so he moves up 3. He's now on the same card as you guys.
Oh no. Oh, but now I can hit him.
But yeah,
Maybe.
that's actually true, so...
I'm still technically like dangling the sawed-off shotgun.
Oh, she grabbed it. Just to be clear.
So, Sia, you have swung up onto the canvas roof. You look out behind you, and one of these beetle flyers guns his armor. You see him leaning close to the ground. He starts to shoot towards you like a bullet, flying only a foot or 2 above the ground as he crests the dune to come up right beside you. But that's his turn. And then club complication for the beetle rider. Oh boy. Man, he has been stuck here the whole time.
What's the
Ace of
complication
clubs.
for a beetle explosion?
Oh god. Let's find out. He drew an ace of clubs. Oh god. Clubs gives him a -4 to his roll, and if he fails this roll, it's treated as a critical failure on a maneuvering roll.
Oh,
this is
no.
like the worst possible thing he could have gotten. So his riding is a d6. He's not a wild card. I'm going to roll this d6 now. He blew up a 6 into a 1, which is a 7. -4 is a 3, which is a failure. He's going out of control here.
Does Beetle Rider have a Benny? Oh, well, it's a crit fail, isn't it? Is
it
that
counts
what it
as
said?
a crit fail.
Oof.
I'm going to choose not to because I think this is narratively interesting anyway. It's treated as a critical failure on a maneuvering roll. Critical failure. Mounted. Roll a d6. On a 1 to 2, the rider loses their turn. On a 3 to 4, the mount suffers fatigue. And on a 5 to 6, the rider suffers fatigue from a bad bounce, low-hanging obstacle, or overexertion trying to control their animal. Chase, would you like to roll a d6 and tell me what you get?
Oh, yeah. 2.
He loses his turn, so he can't do anything. What do you think happens? Maybe the recoil from his shot makes them bounce off a dune or something like that, and he has to just wrench it back and try to get a hold of it?
It's just dunes, yeah? He fires back, and when he fires the rifle, is the beetle being controlled by reins, or how is it directed?
He's got reins in one hand, and he's leveraged this rifle. He's sort of in a sitting sniper position. He's got the rifle up on one of his legs, and he's trying to balance it in that way.
Oh, like the lay-down snipers?
He's in more of a cross-leg position, where he's put one knee over the other, and he's trying to hold it that way.
What I imagine is the recoil fires back into his shoulder, and he accidentally pulls the rein, and it pulls the whole beetle, like, swathing to the side and smashing through that dune.
Very cool. It smashes through the dune, it sends the sand everywhere, but this beetle does not lose any steam. It is a tank chugging through the air. It's the size of a car. It doesn't completely outclass you guys. It's about the same size, but it's slower.
Is it a car or a minivan?
It's a minivan. That's a
Okay.
good comparison. I also realized that both for you and for them, you have unstable platform penalties because it's a chase, but looking back, it hasn't affected any rolls anyway, because he blew up into an 11 and a -2 would have been a 9, which would have been the same, so. Alright, so that is his turn. So it's your turn. Both you guys, you get to go now.
If I could lobby to go first this time, I'm gonna attack this man while we're still on the same card before we hopefully go very far away.
Sure. You're on the roof. I think he speeds up. Looks like he's about to try to grab onto the roll cage to hoist himself up.
He's about to make a mistake.
Up this close, he is fully clad in this beetle armor. He's also got a helmet on, and it looks like it's a beetle's head, but the mandibles have been taken away and the eyes have been pulled out, so it's just the actual shell of the head.
Oh, so
that he's
a
wearing.
carapace helmet.
Yeah, basically.
Cool. How many attacks can I get in?
So you're Yara, which means that you can take an attack as a non-penalty multi-action with your unarmed stuff, and you can use your attack to make an attack, and then you would have a third action. So if you wanted to, you could make a total of 3, and then 2 of those would be at a -2.
Okay, I just want to do the 2.
Okay.
I want to tempt fate on a roll cage.
Okay, yeah, you can make the 2 if you want. You can wild attack, which gives you a bonus and makes you vulnerable.
You know what she loves doing? Wild attacking. So I will do 2 wild attacks with her super cool tail.
I like it.
And she's got a D8 fighting +1 because she's a martial artist.
Very cool. So your wild attacks give you a further +2 on both of those. So both of these are
+3
going to be the
overall.
+3, yep.
Nice.
The parry you need to hit is 5.
Well, I blew up an 8.
Oh my god.
15 on the first one.
That's a success with a raise, so you can
Okay.
go ahead and roll your damage. What's your strength? Is it D6?
Yeah.
Okay.
2d6 and then... Oh, well, my claws are a d6 too.
Yeah, so your strength is a D6, your unarmed attack, because you have the natural D4, and then your martial artist bumps it up to a D6, and then you hit with a raise, which is a D6. 3d6. Yep.
I got... I got 2 1s. But I blew up a 6.
Oh,
You
man.
can't crit fail damage.
So 12.
So you hit him with a 12?
Yep.
Alright, his toughness is 4, so... his toughness is 7, sorry. 7 with his beetle armor, so that's still a hit with a raise, and that'll be enough to
Nice.
dispatch him.
Cool.
So what does it look like when you do this?
What if she whips around in a circle really quick and she doesn't even bother stabbing this guy with the end of her scorpion tail and she just whacks him in the core and it just knocks him off and he tumbles into the sand.
Ooh, I love that.
So it's partially the impact of the landing.
You spiral and you smack him with the brunt of your tail. We get an image of the front of his carapace cracking and exploding, the shards flying out with the sand glittering in the sun, and then he tumbles down into a dune and immediately disappears from view.
Her hand twitches like she wants to take a sample of the carapace, but she cannot reach it anymore.
Yeah, it's a little far away. Tell you what, if you want to spend a Benny, do you have a Benny to spend? No, you spent all your bennies? Okay.
I spent all my bennies.
Maybe you'll get another shot. You said you wanted another attack, but there's nothing to attack, so I think that's
fine.
probably your turn, unless
Yep.
you want to say or do something else.
She just says, got one!
And with that set, it is your turn. So you guys are currently 2 squares from your destination, so the desert is whipping past you, dune over dune, this tall black monolith getting closer and closer as you make your way.
How far behind us are the remaining pursuers?
One of them is 3 spaces away. I think the minimum to use the escape one is 4 cards, so you can't escape yet. But the Beetle Rider is still back on number 1, so he is
Wow.
way back there.
Okay, yeah, so I'm going to save my power points. Since we're getting shot at, I'll try and move forward,
Okay,
change position. I got a 4.
that is a success.
Yes.
You 1 closer, and you are 1 card away from your destination.
We're doing it.
Well, then, yeah, I'll go ahead and use it. Can I change position? You can only do that once?
You can only do that once per turn, yeah. If you want to retroactively if you want to use your whole action to that, you get a +2. If you got a 4, it still wouldn't be enough to get you the whole way, but if you wanted to try to Benny it, I'd let you retroactively make that your whole action. That's up to you.
No. Could I change position and then evade?
Yeah, so both of those are actually free actions. You can evade as a free action, or you can spend your action to evade, which increases the bonus. So when you evade as a free action, it applies a -2 penalty to everybody trying to attack you, and for all of you trying to attack them. But if you spend your full action, the penalty becomes a -4 on both sides. Not too shabby.
Not too shabby.
I'll go ahead and also evade as my action, since I already did a free action, or...
If you want to do it as a free action, you can take as many free actions as you want on your turn. The downside is that it affects anything you guys try to do as well. But if you're not trying to hurt them, then there's no downside.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a whole lot of space left.
That's true.
How do you feel about that, Allie? Would you be willing to take that risk of me... Well, I'm just going to evade because my character wouldn't take the time to talk
Yeah,
to you
I
about
think-
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Yeah.
Cool. What does he do special to evade?
He's just going to start serpentining between the dunes, trying to break line of sight.
Smart and perfect. All right, that is the end of the round, and possibly the last round. You guys get a Queen of Hearts, the one beetle guy gets a King of Clubs, and the rider gets a 2 of Clubs. Oh boy. You guys good with your card? Queen of Diamonds?
I think
going
so.
second? Okay.
Yeah, having a lot of fun watching these clubs not land.
God, yeah, it's going in your favor this
We're not
time.
getting clubbed.
No kidding. He needs to reveal this. He gets a 2 of Diamonds, which... Diamonds gives no bonus or penalty. The character's bumped if he fails this. He got a 2, so he's bumped back 1. God, this guy. I think you guys are too far for him to even use his ranged weapons at this point.
Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, he's gonna try to reposition. He can't do anything else.
Excuse
And
me. Clack,
goes
clack,
back.
clack.
He gets buffeted by the sand, and he can't maneuver well enough to catch up to you guys. All your serpentining is tossing back these clouds that are getting in his face, and he can't make anything happen. It's his turn, and then it's you guys.
I think we should get the fuck out of Dodge.
Oh, I am definitely not a big fan of dodge. Let's get out of here.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, driving roll.
Go for it.
I got a 4.
4 is a success. So you guys get to the final chase card, which is the boundary separating you from your destination. Set, having dealt with the Brionne before, knows that the place that you are heading is basically forbidden territory to them. So, Set, the Brionne are, some might call them zealots, but you know they're a nomadic tribe that despises any kind of old world tech. Anything that comes from the old world that has been buried, they believe it needs to stay where it is, and that people shouldn't be messing with it because it only brings trouble, but that they themselves will not enter this territory. As you guys shoot past this final marker, I think, there's probably just something hammered into the sand. You see all of them coming up behind you and peeling off. They stand almost like they're at an invisible wall. So as the Brionne swerve to a halt, you speed over the remaining expanse. The sign, now looming 10 to 20 meters above you, reads, Store Galore. The letters are formed of bubble-like glass that has been weathered by time. The mast of the sign is slightly warped, and it leans at a slight angle. Another 50 meters beyond, you can see there is a large dune with a dark, cavernous opening. As you guys keep speeding, you get one more echoing voice that shoots up to meet you from that guy in the beetle that just says, "Those are forbidden lands!" Echoes past you.
Lands.
Yes, thank you. You can take a Benny for the reverb.
Thank God for that.
One more shout from behind you of the guy saying, "The custodian will hear of this," before you start to get out of their auditory range.
Custodian.
Can I do a common knowledge roll on that custodian or whatever? Or would I just know that?
You would probably know it. If you've tangled with these guys before, then I don't know if you've ever encountered the custodian or a custodian, but you would at least conceptually know what they are. The custodian is the paragon, the sole member of their tribe that is permitted to walk into these areas to deal with stuff. They keep the mausoleum. Like, they make sure that nobody goes in, and that if somebody does go in, they don't take anything that comes from there because they believe that it should stay where it is.
Mm.
And, they're generally better equipped and stronger and yada, yada, yada.
As that echoes in my ear, I pull out an unpunctured can, snap it open, smile as I take a drink of Jolt, and click my tape deck into play.
That's great. So I'd like you to take a Benny for leaning on your hindrance. What is your minor hindrance?
I've got a very bad Jolt habit, basically. I'm not, addicted, but my character definitely has a very strong preference. It's much like people who have to have coffee in the morning or something to that effect.
I know something about that.
Nobody likes a caffeine headache.
Definitely take that Benny for tying Jolt in there, and of course for his reaction at having his beloved Snazberry punctured. It's great.
Sia is still on the roof, and she's clambering back in through the side window. Looks at him and breathes a sigh of relief, like, "That's all they got you!" Because, all the red.
Oh, yeah, it's weird. It's kind of a thick red.
It's viscous.
It keeps the flavor in your mouth,
I'll trust you on that. I'm not gonna have it myself.
Why not? Yeah, come on. I mean, I think you kind of owe me.
I really don't want to take any of your delicious drink.
Oh, it tastes very snazzy.
If he's offering, she'll take it with her pinky out and take a very dainty sip.
Kind of an acquired taste, but...
She smacks her lips. You can keep the rest, I think. Thank you.
Oh no, do Snazberries not... Did they not sell well?
Maybe it's like Livewire.
You leave Mountain Dew Livewire out of this. Livewire's done nothing wrong.
Wasn't there a white Mountain Dew that was opaque and fucking weird?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was called though.
Nasty.
It might have been White Out or something like that.
It was called White Out.
Oh,
it was the caffeinated version of basically Squirt.
Really?
Wild.
Yeah, it was kind of weird grapefruit flavor.
So we got here Squirt, but it keeps you up at night.
It's horrible.
Ruby Red Squirt is caffeinated, but regular Squirt isn't.
Interesting.
I didn't even know there was a variant.
Everybody knows red is caffeinated. Red means caffeine.
Naturally.
Yeah, that's why I'm drinking Snazberry.
You guys have pulled past the sign that says Store Galore. There's very clearly one dune that is larger than the others, and you can see there's a dark opening that leads into it.
Do we have to get out of the truck, or can we drive the truck in there?
If you drive up to it, it becomes clear that the opening itself appears to be much larger than what you can see through the sand, but the sands have blown and converged over time to cover more and more of it, but it's a stairway leading down. So you can pull right up to it, but it becomes clear that it gets more narrow and you probably can't fit your vehicle down there.
Okay, I'd like to find a good place where I could park the truck, but I want to cover it.
Absolutely.
That's a good idea.
So I'd like to take a tarp out from the back, drape it over it, and then I want to dust it with sand to conceal it.
Nice.
Absolutely. You can definitely do that. It'll take you a little bit of time, but this also seems like it's probably common fare for you. I'm sure you've done things similar to this in the past.
If there's a way I could accelerate the situation by using my sand shaping to use my powers to cover it.
Your darkness makes a billowing cloud of sand, so if you just wanted to do that around it, I think it's reasonable to think that it would be covered in sand by the time it was done.
Yeah, just billow it around and let it settle.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. I love that.
I'll try and use my powers then.
Yeah, go for
One
it.
more time, and don't fail. I blew up an 8.
Yeah.
Nice.
I blew up another 8 and a 6, so 22 to cover
My
it.
goodness.
Success with many raises, so this happens instantly and expertly.
Basically, when I position the tarp around the truck, and that takes a little bit of time, and then I just reach down and I grab a handful of sand, let it slide between my fingers as it falls into the ground, and then I close my eyes. Then the sand falling out as the droplets hit the sand below it causes it to just billow up and start swirling around and then over the area and then raining onto the tarp as it goes down.
In mere moments, it is completely covered in sand, and if you were to take a few steps back and look at it, it would fit right in. I mean, if you didn't know this was here, you'd think it was just another dune. Take a Benny, because that's a great idea.
Sweet. That was one of the things is like, how would I need to hide this given the fact that the area is so, I would imagine, not heavily vegetated, or there's not a parking lot,
Yeah, there's no,
there might be, but...
Yeah, there's no parking lot that you can see. In terms of vegetation, I'd say that you're correct. Most of what you see are probably cacti scattered around sporadically, but there's not like a patch of them near here that you could hide it behind or in or anything like that. So I think you've found the best solution to that problem.
Hopefully I can find it later.
You expertly hide your Jeep. What would you guys like to do next?
I'd like to place a stone around where I know it to be before I walk away.
Smart.
Sounds good to me.
That's just a can of Jolt.
That's too suspicious.
I just drink, crush it, and throw it there and walk off.
Ooh, that's a cool image. I like that a lot.
C is standing off to the side watching you coat the car in sand and just says, "Hey, this custodian, are they gonna... I thought you said they weren't gonna follow us."
Not in. Well, they weren't. I've never seen the custodian.
All right, I thought you said they were all just gonna stop. So we're good, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, over there. They stopped. You see? They're not here.
As you guys look, they are just all standing there watching you from far away. It's far enough that you can't make out too many particular details. It's probably like 50 meters, half a football field or something like that.
Could I modify the scene slightly in one way? I like that though the sand has rested over my truck and it's covered, that it's still kind of encircling us so that we've broken line of sight. But we can still, because of the spell I cast earlier, that lasts for like an hour.
Oh my gosh.
We're still kind of aware of where they're at, if you want to give that to us.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
I mean, you have that active, you've just used darkness. That's perfect. That makes sense to me. So you can see them. Maybe you can make out that they're now gesturing, trying to point out where you went, but they can't tell from here. One or two of them pacing back and forth. One of them speeds back off into the distance, probably to go find the guy that you downed. But the beetle rider is still sitting there looking around and feeling a little listless.
Since I got a raise on that would give us like a +6 concealment.
Absolutely. You have the clouds still going.
Yeah, they don't know where we're at anymore. Just maybe we wandered off and they didn't notice, Those guys are definitely not going to follow us. And then I'm going to continue down the stairs.
She follows after a little hesitantly.
The sands have blown over and converged over time to cover more and more of this entrance, but there are broken stairs leading deeper that are covered by films of the sandy grain. As you go down, the light starts to disappear, but luckily, because of Set's super cool... What was your name for it? Static Sight?
Static Sight for the dark sight.
Very
Nice.
Cool. So yeah, because he's bestowed that upon you, you guys are able to see down here perfectly. The light leaving you behind. The initial entrance is nondescript. It's just a tunnel that leads deeper. You go through a couple of flights of stairs, but it's only 4 or 5 stairs at a time, and it turns a few times. Sand is covering the walls. You do occasionally pass even a stalactite, begins to look more cavernous, and then you come out into a slightly more open area where you see a large sign that just says, "Welcome." And there's a tall pillar in the middle of the area that appears to be a map of some sort.
Is this what... This is where her GPS intel ended, right?
Yeah, I think you
It was
knew-
just like a ping in the area, and she's like, yeah, there's some good shit there, maybe. We should go check that out.
You knew the location, but not really any specific details beyond that. You have reason to believe there are things of value here, but you probably don't even know what they are.
Unverified riches.
Yes, maybe.
Sia walks over to the welcome sign, see what's up with that.
The sign itself just says welcome, and the map is right below it.
But that's what I want to look at.
Oh, okay. We said you want to look at the sign, so. Yeah, the map. There's a giant yellow arrow pointing to a spot that says, "You are here." And the rest of it just looks like a mall directory that, we would understand as a mall directory. But to you, it's a layout, maybe a top-down view. It has individual rooms that are partitioned off. It has numbers that lead down to an index of store names. I'll say that there are probably more stores than I've named, but I'll give you the names of a couple here, and various kiosks that appear to be labeled as well. For the names of the stores, there's one that says Vidyao, the little cowboy symbol next to it, Mind Goggling, Fizzbiz, Randall's Sweets Emporium, Thread Ahead, and Stewards. And maybe a lot of the other names are just worn away or scratched off by sand.
Lost to time.
And they're kind of scattered around as you go deeper into the mall, so it leads in a line.
Sia points at the yellow dot and says, SS.
Hey everybody! Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Silica Valley with us. First off, big thank you to Chase Absher, because without Chase, y'all, Silica Valley would not exist, and I'm so grateful for it every damn day. Thank you also to Valentine, Ezra, Nakota, Jackie, Jade, and Paxton. Thank you also to Caleb Sunstead, Zach, Ben Hatton, Gerald, Andrea, Davriel, Ellis, Zane, Nathan, Romalak, Lexington 296, and Calder. Our music is by Crockett, Waveshaper, and Marcus D. Crockett you can find at Crockett80s on Twitter and crockett.bandcamp.com. Waveshaper is at waveshaper_SWE on Twitter and at waveshaper1.bandcamp.com. And Marcus D, of course, heavily featured in this episode, you can find at marcusd.net and at marcusd on Twitter. Thanks to the creators of Savage Worlds, the Pinnacle Entertainment Group. You can find them and their products online at peginc.com.